Yo, what's going on, y'all? This is your boy Haba, Nick or Nahab, and I'm bringing you a brand new video here today. And in this one, we're gonna be making hopefully like emotional piano in the style of Polo G. I've been re-listening to Hall of Fame today, and I'm just kind of in that vibe. Maybe it won't go emotional, maybe it'll go another direction, but that's just kind of the goal. And I know I never have goals coming into these things. That's just what I'm on today. But yeah, so with that said, we're just gonna hop right into it. Actually, one last thing, I just want to say thank you for the support on my most recent video. It's done really well. This is the first day of it being up, and I did not expect it to do as well as it's done. So I just want to say thank you a lot, because I really appreciate it, and stuff like that just makes me really want to push and put out more of these videos. So I hope you guys enjoy them as they keep coming. But with that said, let's hop right into it. All right, so for this one, I'm gonna pull out the LA Custom C7 Cinematic, and I'm just gonna turn down the reverb a touch, and then yeah, we're just gonna start with chords. I think a major thing when trying to make beats like this is having your chords solid. They're kind of, you know, your foundation for the beat, in my opinion. So if you get those right, then you're in good hands. And I'm just gonna bump up the BPM to like 152. All right, so I like this for my chords. I pitched up all my middle notes, as you saw, and that's just like a little trick I like to do. I might even try to pitch down my top notes an octave. No, I don't like that. So we're gonna roll with this. I am gonna pitch it up to F sharp minor. All right, so I decided to get rid of those top notes, just because I like the sound of it better without them. So what I'm gonna do with these chords is press Alt S here, and that's just gonna strumize them. You know, you can move this and make it really dramatic. But that's not what I'm going for. I just want a little bit. And then I also like messing with this velocity just a touch. Even though I will randomize it later, I just like doing that. So now that we have this, I'm gonna just do a little bit more, experimenting. I think I'm going to make this chord progression 8 bars. And if you want to know how I just moved my notes like that to where they both move, if you just highlight both of them and hold shift and then click and drag, it'll move them together. I'm going to turn up the BPM to 163. All right, so I like this for our basis for the melody. What I did here is every time a note landed on where a chord played, I just took what the middle note of the triad should have been, or is, not should have been, but is. And that way you know the chords and that note are playing, I don't know if harmonically is the right word, but you know it's gonna sound good because that's the other note of the triad. So they already go together. I'm just moving it up an octave or 2 octaves or whatever that may be. But yeah, that's just kind of like a little melody trick, I guess, that I used here that I thought I should point out. I think I'm just gonna leave the melody as it is. One thing I'm gonna do is press Alt-R and randomize the velocities here, and then hear how it sounds. So I like that. I'm gonna rename this track Piano, and I'm gonna add it to a mixer. And just right off the bat, I'm gonna grab RC, and I'm gonna go to Sad Piano. And I'm gonna get rid of the noise. I'm gonna add a little bit of reverb. Now I'm gonna open up Contact, and I'm gonna grab a guitar. So I've got this guitar here, and I'm just gonna kinda copy my piano melody, but also add in a little bit of a flavor, I guess, if that makes sense. So I'm kinda just grabbing my piano notes. I'm gonna come in and mess with them. So I like this, but one thing I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna put my my magnet here on none, and I'm gonna come through and just, you know, move the notes a little bit off time, so it's a little more human-y. Not all of them. And this is just my way of mitigating it, making it seem more realistic. So I like that. I'm gonna add guitar to the mixer. I'm gonna add RC to that as well. Except we're gonna come into Harvey's bank here, and we're gonna grab his loop master. And then I'm gonna grab another reverb, turn down the decay, rename this guitar. Alright, so I grabbed this other guitar from Contact as well to just kind of chill in the background. So I like this guitar more as like counter melody, whereas the other one's more just like I don't know how to explain it. The other one's more harmonizing with the melody, and this one's more like adding a new flavor. So I'm just gonna render these out because I am using Contact, and that can destroy your CPU. All right, so I'm just gonna throw these back on mixer tracks now that I got them all rendered out here. This will probably be our main part. The other guitar is gonna be more like selective use. So I'm gonna grab a sub bass now. So I'm gonna open up Omnisphere. Now I already know what one I'm gonna grab. You guys have probably used this before as well, and if you haven't, I highly recommend it. It's the Growler Moog bass. I'm sure you've heard it before. If you've never used it, I'm sure you've heard it in a song. So all I'm doing here is following my chords that I had on the piano pattern, which was F sharp, E, C sharp, and D. And I'm just gonna throw a little bit of a variation in here. Make it slide a little bit. We are gonna turn it down a little bit. I think that last one's a little too much. We're just gonna leave it simple. So we got a sub bass, we got a piano, we got a guitar. We are going to render out the sub bass really quick. We're just gonna click render and replace. So I like that. I'm gonna open up Omnisphere again, and I'm just gonna go searching for a pad. We're gonna go into Harvey's kit here. I think I used this one the other day and I really liked it. So I'm just gonna go back to my original piano and I'm gonna paste it. Oh, I gotta grab. So I like that a lot. I'm just gonna EQ a little bit, specifically the lows and a little bit of the highs. I think that sounds good. I'm gonna add a little bit of reverb to it. Just turn up my low cut. I'm gonna add a little bit of RC to this guitar as well. I'm just gonna add this preset. I think it sounds good. Alright, so now I'm gonna render out my that pad. And this is all just so I don't get crackling and stuff. You know, all these plugins can tend to destroy your CPU, and especially while you're recording, it can be hard to manage that. All right, so now that I got all this, I'm gonna kind of lay out how I want my melody throughout the beat here. All right, so I've kind of got it laid out. So I'm gonna make a new pattern here, and we're just gonna start on drums. And this layout might change as I go. You know, it's never set in stone, but yeah, here come the drums. Shout out Danny Rome. Go cop this kit from him. You can get the drum part for free if you tag some friends on his Instagram, but you could also just pay the $5 and you get the bigger version of the kit. Danny Rome is a super talented producer, and I've been using this kit ever since I got it. So I highly recommend it. So we're keeping the 808 extremely simple. I've noticed Polo does this, not on every song, but on a lot of songs. It's super simple 808s. And this allows for him to flow, to sing, get melodic-y, do whatever he wants with it. I'm gonna grab a rack kick to go with my spins. Super nice combo. I'm sure you guys have used it, or at least heard of it. It's super common. Gonna grab an open hat here. And we're just gonna throw it on the 1 and the 5. So I just grabbed a rim. I'm also gonna grab a snare. So this is all I'm gonna do for my drums. Actually, I take that back immediately. I'm gonna come in and mess with the hi-hats, add a little bit more bounce. This is something I've been doing recently. I put my snap to grid on half step, make it 3 hi-hats here, and then I select them all. I shift click and drag them, and then I hold Alt, which if you don't know, it allows you to go move wherever you want on the grid. And then I move them in between here, and then I highlight all of these, and I swoop it up by right clicking and then adjusting the velocities. See, I like that. So I like that little pattern there. I think it has a lot of bounce. So I'm just gonna duplicate it over. And what I was doing there is just making sure I like the bounce throughout the whole 8 bars. And in this case I do. So now that I have all this done, I'm gonna throw all these on the mixer and just mix them out really quick. So I like the mix on these. I'm just gonna throw my master on here, master preset, Spaceman Swag, because I took it from Spaceman. It's just a parametric EQ1 with the lows, mids, and highs slightly boosted, and then a fruity soft clipper default settings. So now I'm gonna split by channel my drums and lay this out really quick. So for the intro, I'm just gonna let it go piano and pad, and then he also has this in a lot of his beats, where the next part it'll just be a sub bass coming in, and I'm also gonna bring in the guitar lead here, and then for the first 8 of the hook we're gonna bring in just about all our drums. And then for the second 8 of the hook I'm gonna stack it with everything except the kick. I like alternating the kick in and out throughout the beat. I'm gonna drop the Durkio perk in that, and the open hat. And this is the first 8 of the verse, and we kind of want to spell it out that it's the verse. All right, so I kind of just did a lot. Let me break it down for you after I finish this automation clip here. All right, so I'm just gonna start with the layout. We got our intro here, which I took that initial guitar I did where I had basically our melody just on a guitar, and I pitched it down a full octave, and then what I did on the mixer is I just took out some of the lows. So that sounds like this. And all together it sounds like this. So I've got the pad, that guitar, and the piano to start it, and then that guitar drops out into the, where we kind of start the build up here. We bring in the sub bass. And then that's gonna drop into the hook here, which we introduce that guitar lead we have, and that'll play throughout all 16 of the hook. We bring the pad back in for the final 16 of the hook, just to fill it up a little bit more, and then we're gonna drop into the verse here, and I add that little break, add some nice bounce to it, and then this next part's a little interesting because I'm gonna explain it before I go into it, but I clicked here and clicked make unique, and that's why this is piano number 3 and not piano number 2. And then I took this and I pitched it down a full octave as well, just like that initial guitar, and then I reintroduced that guitar with the pad as well, and I added this little stomp sound effect just to make the transition a little more seamless. And so here's how that sounds. And I think they sound really good together, and I think it's a nice switch up. It gives you a little break from the main piano melody, and then I add that stomp again to go out into the bridge. And we bring in the sub bass, the pad, and then halfway through the bridge, I like bringing in all my drums other than the 808 and the kick. And then I've got a riser here, and that's too loud. And so now that I have all that, all I'm gonna do here is select everything I wanna duplicate, and I'm just gonna shift click and drag it over. And then I'm gonna do that one more time. And I always come through here and just eliminate the final verse. This is just how I lay out my beats. I actually totally forgot to duplicate over the EQ, so we're just gonna do that. So, and then I grab this riser to, I'm just lining that up. So yeah, that's the beat. Oh, not the beat, one more thing. All right, so yeah, that's the beat. I hope you guys enjoyed. I really hope you guys learned something. I really try to, you know, teach the things I know as I'm making these beats, so I hope that reflected over on this video. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like. It means the world to me. Subscribe, come along with me for the journey. We're on our road to 500 subscribers. We just passed 150. Thank you guys for that. But yeah, once again, hope you enjoyed. If not, try again on the next video, and I'm sure you'll enjoy that one. This is your boy Haba, Nick, or Nahaba, and I'm out. Peace.